Hello YouTube, it's Nightshade Moon here, and I just wanted to come on here and do a really quick video. I have a Witchy book haul. This is from books that I've gotten from my Yule / Christmas, so I thought I would come on really quickly and just talk a little bit about a few of them I've went through and read already, and there's some I haven't read yet, and then there's another one that I'm currently reading, so I'll just give you my thoughts on each one. And maybe there might be some books you might want to be interested in checking out. So I'll go with the one I am currently reading, which is this To Walk a Pagan Path, Practical Spirituality for Every Day. And this is by Alaric Albertson. And I don't know, this book looked really interesting to me at first just because I really like again, seeing different people's practices and maybe seeing if there's new things that I can incorporate into my everyday practice, if there's anything that I like that maybe they do that I want to add to my own or change up and make my own more than, again, I try not to really do things from the book. I try to always make, everything my own. But I have to say I'm really so far, I guess I'm like halfway through this book and I've skipped over some parts just because I'm not very impressed. I guess if you're more like of a traditional I don't know if even want to say traditional pagan, but it's like, a specific I don't even know what the word is I want to say, but he's Anglo-Saxon pagan, and I want to know, I guess that is his book is mostly, about how he practices that way. And it's not that I have an issue with that, because everyone's path is their own. I just feel like he's kind of boring. There's a lot of history about different things, and like he kind of rambles on about like random stuff instead of incorporating more little tidbits and stuff, which is more, I guess, what I thought this book would be about and what I was kind of looking for when I picked this up. So I'm kind of disappointed. I've kind of been skipping around a little bit in the book, and certain parts I'm not really, reading as much. So, I just figured I'd come on and talk about that. I mean, if you're interested, I guess, in the more history aspects, I guess, of different things, and if you're interested in any Anglo-Saxon type of practices and stuff when it comes to being a pagan, then this, might really be a good book for you. Just for me, I'm kind of not really impressed, and I'm kind of disappointed I bought it, but Barnes Noble kind of sucks if you want to exchange or return a book, especially without your receipt, because they don't want to give you, last time I had this happen, where I got a book that I already had, because it was a gift and they didn't know I already had a certain book, and, they gave me less than what, the book was purchased for, so that kind of sucked. I don't know if that happens all the time, or just, I guess, without having a receipt. So, I'll finish reading through this as much as possible, but I definitely, if you're more eclectic like me and not want to be so traditional, I guess, then you probably wouldn't like this book either. But some might, I'm sure some will, so, but I figured I'd give you my thoughts on this. Excuse me. I also picked up, now this, in my many years of practicing, this is actually something I'm not that familiar with. I guess there's, different aspects of witchery, different things you can, witching that you can do and stuff like that. And this is one that I'm not that knowledgeable on, so I wanted to pick this up to kind of, check it out. And this is called Protection and Reversal Magic, A Witch's Defense Manual. It's by Jason Miller. It looked interesting. I thought it would be, kind of cool. Here's the book here. I thought it would be kind of cool to check out. Again, because it's something that I don't know much about this type of stuff. I want to say for the majority of my, witching years were spent being more, Wiccan and Rule of Three kind of thing, but I'm kind of, I don't know, my path is growing and changing, and I just kind of feel like that doesn't really, Not that I don't believe in that. I mean, everyone's path is their own. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I thought there might be some really good things in this book, you know, to do that, you know, could help protect you, your household, your family, stuff like that, that wouldn't really be so, and I guess some people would call it dark. So I'm not really sure exactly what all this is about because I haven't read this book yet. But I know it says on the back that Protection and Reversal Magic is a complete how-to manual on preventing, defending, and reversing magical attacks of any kind. You will learn to set up early warning systems, appease angry spirits through offerings, perform daily banishings, and make amulets that will prevent most attacks, make magical, and they have this in quotes, magical decoys to absorb attacks against you, summon guardian spirits or gods for help, bind, confuse, or expel a persistent enemy who will not leave you be. It says these techniques are not just for Wiccans either, but for ceremonial magicians, root doctors, witches, and anyone else who puts magic to a practical use. So I thought that was pretty cool. It sounds good, so hopefully, you know, hopefully this won't be disappointing like the last book. So, but that's alright. I mean, I'm sure there's still some stuff I might find in this book that I'll like, but not yet. So yeah, this looks really cool. Definitely check this out. This was $15.99 at Barnes & Noble, and these I got for Yule/Christmas because I had a gift card for Barnes & Noble, so I was pretty excited to go, you know, check out what they have. So these books were purchased for me from my my Amazon wish list. So this one is Magical Candle Crafting by Ember Grant. Now, I do make candles and everything, and I don't know, it looks backwards to me on the screen, so hopefully all these titles and book covers aren't backwards to you, but they're backwards to me, so sorry, when I'm looking at the screen, they're backwards. It says create your own candles and for spells and rituals. I thought this was awesome that I got this because I am into making candles and stuff, and I thought this would be cool to have different ideas than what I already do, you know, whether it's certain herbs to use, colors, stuff like that. I mean, not that I already don't like have an idea of like basic herbs and, you know, color correspondences for candle magic and whatnot. It's just, I don't know, I thought this would be really neat to check out, and I didn't really read this. This is not, to me, this is not like a cover-to-cover book. This is more like a book that you can like refer back to and get ideas from. Let me just flip through. You can make like special elemental air candles or an elemental earth candle, and it tells you good correspondences of when to create it, and the ingredients would be like a pinch of dried oak leaves and a drop of patchouli oil. You can place a small quartz crystal or any stone at the bottom of the candle mold, place a pentacle symbol in the bottom of the mold. Just kind of cool little tidbits like that I thought were really neat that I might, you know, look back on and incorporate into my candle making that I already do. So that was really cool, and if, you know, you don't make candles at all, if you've never made them and you always wanted to try it, this would definitely be a really good book, because it definitely gives you a lot of different advice on where to get your things from, charging your candles. It gives you the color correspondences if you don't already know them, like if you're a beginner. What else does it give you? Talks about how to add the ingredients and melting the wax and stuff like that. One thing she does say in here that I don't really agree with personally for my candle making is she says, you know, get a big block of wax, and I don't really like the big block because it doesn't melt very fast. It takes a really long time to melt fast and even. It doesn't really melt even, so I use I use soy wax, but I use the wax like chips. It's like little tiny like shavings, you know, pieces of wax, and that's what I use, and it seems to work really well to be, you know, even, and it melts evenly and everything like that. So anyway, but this would be really good if you've never made candles and you always wanted to try. So I do like this, and I can't wait to, you know, refer back and maybe get some little ideas to incorporate into how I already make my own candles. So, and I'm sorry, there's a commercial on my Pandora right now. I don't know if you can even hear my music in the background, but, so this one is Cottage Witchery. It's Natural Magic for the Hearth and Home by Ellen Dugan. And I've had this was on my wish list as well. You can see what it looks like. And again, it looks backwards to me on the screen. I really hope it's not for you. But this was, on my Amazon wish list. And this book I've actually read within like 3 days, cover to cover. And this book is really neat. I'm always looking for new ways to incorporate different magic into my home, in a sense. Like, not necessarily that I want all the walls screaming, "A witch lives here." I mean, I guess you can kind of say that it does, because I do have a sign that says "Not all witches live in Salem," and I have, like, witch, really, like, fancy, not really fancy, but, very pretty witch, like, figurines on my bookcase and everything like that. And there's always candles everywhere or whatever. I mean, not a ton, but you know what I mean. I have, like, a few candles here and there. I mean, I wouldn't say my place screams that a witch lives here, but I guess if you know me, maybe it does. I don't know. So, but I'm always looking for different little things to, infuse more magic into my home and stuff like that. So this book I found to be really cool. It says on the back that you get home blessings and protection spells, fireplace and hearth magic, creating sacred space, warding your doorways, which is something I really thought was really neat. Excuse me, where you can, like, make your own, I don't know if you know what, like, a swag is, where it's, like, different, like, branches or leaves and flowers that you, like, put out, and it kind of, like, sprawls out across your doorway kind of thing. So I definitely really want to try some of that, maybe with some eucalyptus and stuff, some dried eucalyptus, and some other things, and hang that, above our front door. I thought that was really awesome, and we live in an apartment, above a store, so I just thought that would be kind of cool to, like, keep outside, and it's kind of, an under-the-radar type of thing. Not that I'm in the closet, because I'm not. It's just, we live in a religious town, so. And this whole, like, the town we live in South Jersey here started from, like, church people. They came here. This was, like, a retreat, so. But anyway, so I thought the warding your doorways with, like, a swag type of thing would be pretty cool, and it just looks like some pretty little country type of, decoration, but, for us witches, it's a lot more, so that's cool. There's also house cat magic in here, kitchen conjuring, spice rack sorcery, floral and herbal spells, hearth goddess charm, working with household fairies, tea leaf reading, which I thought was really cool, because I've never tried it, and I've always wanted to. Excuse me. I have, like, a scratchy throat thing. I'm a little under the weather lately. And my son's been sick as well. Kind of sucks, but just a cold and everything going on. But anyway, the tea leaf reading I really, really, really wanted to try. I've never done that. Can do tarot readings or oracle card readings, stuff like that. Medium work and things. But tea leaf reading I thought would be a really cool new, like, divination to try. There's also house plant magic that you can do in here, and also it says hex signs for your threshold, which I thought was pretty cool. So definitely, if you want to incorporate more magic and or protection into your home, definitely check out this book. I don't want to go too crazy explaining or showing you different stuff in here, but definitely a cool read. And now I also got another book by her, the Ellen Dugan. This is The Garden Witchery, Magic from the Ground Up. Now, I have not read this book yet, but I've been wanting this book for a really, really long time. And I'm hoping this year that we will be getting a house, and we'll have a yard and everything like that. So I'm really hoping that that once that happens, that's when I will want to read through this book, because I enjoyed gardening before when my boyfriend and I lived with my parents for a time, and I enjoyed gardening in their yard, and I had some herbs and stuff like that, and I thought this would be really awesome to do a garden again, or have, like, the whole yard, have different little flowers and herbs and everything everywhere, but have it more witchy, and I don't know, I thought this would be really cool to check out. But on the back it says flower, folklore, moon gardening and astrological timing, fairy magic, beginning to advanced witchcraft. It says floral and herbal spells, Sabbat celebrations, sachets, wreaths, and charm bags, shade, moonlight, and sun gardens, enchanted houseplants and container gardens, and magical herbal correspondences. And it says this 10th anniversary edition includes a new epilogue and 5 new theme gardens, which is, they give you the themes here. It's like Friendship Garden, Sanctuary Shade Garden, Gothic Witches Garden, Ghostbusters Garden, and Apothecary's Garden. So I thought that'd be kind of cool. I really, very, very, very impatient and very excited to check this out. So maybe I'll read it before the whole house thing happens, if it happens. But or maybe I'll just try to behave and wait, but I'm very excited about this book. So I'm going to put that down. And then the last book I have is a book called Witchy Crafts by, I think it's Lexa Olick. And this, pretty big book. This I thought was really cool because I am very much into crafting, and I figured if you can, this gives you some detailed ideas on making your own witchy crafts. I thought that was really awesome. It shows you how, like if you can see the picture on the front here, but it shows you how to make your own tarot bags, but it's like by weaving ribbons together and then sewing them. I'm sorry, I'm like uncomfortable sitting on my couch. Excuse me. And you can make your own runes out of bottle caps. You can make like a gathering basket out of, you know, sticks and herbs and moss and stuff. You can make an athame using an arrowhead that they show on the cover. How to make your own Book of Shadows, which I thought was really cool because I usually, for years, I've been using just a little, like a 3-ring notebook. And that's, you know, what I've used, and I use them and write in them, and I like draw on the cover and do all kinds of stuff, and you know, eventually they fall apart. So I really want to kind of take everything from all of those Book of Shadows that I've made over the years and, you know, put it in a nice big like 3-ring binder, and you know, do the cover, the front cover and the back cover, so it doesn't look like a 3-ring binder. It might look like an old book, stuff like that. With some nice, you know, clear page protectors with the pages in there, and I want to, you know, scrap book kind of thing, and you know, paste in little whatever pictures of different stuff in with my, you know, actual Book of Shadows like workings that I'll put in there. Always wanted to do it, and I just thought this was cool to kind of help me get ideas for that, so I've never done it in the friggin' million years. So I also have in this book some other keychains and stuff like that that you can make using some gemstones and everything. And I thought this was really neat, that I really wanted to try it. So, but there's like 60 enchanted projects for the creative witch in this book. So if you were definitely interested, and there's step-by-step pictures. You know, if you can see, there's a lot of pictures that show you what to do. So definitely check those out, and I just wanted to again give a kind of a quick video on some of my little witchy book haul for Christmas/Yule, and thank you guys for watching. Blessed be.